Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the St. Louis podcast. I'm your host today, Eric Brown, president at Vi Media and partner at Mogul Holding Company. Across the table from me, got my co-host, Adam Farris, founder and CEO at Fly Skylink. And today is episode 69. So with that said, we're going to troll some businesses today, I think. We're going to get into some disrespectful actions that some people have taken in the past week. And we're going to talk about is America just downfall right now? What's happening?
I don't even know. I have no idea.
Literally, what's going on?
There's a lot going on.
We got Trump and Biden debating tomorrow. It's like the fight of the geriatrics.
How do you think that's going to go?
I'm surprised they're not holding it in a nursing home.
How's that going to go?
I don't want to watch it. I just want to watch the clips, to be honest.
I'm curious. But see, here's the thing is like you have a mediator, correct? So you're going to have...
Well, don't they only have like 2 or 3 minutes? It's like...
It's not... I don't think it's
debates
long.
are bullshit.
Dude. And they have the questions. They already know all the questions, so they're planned out.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where I'm like,
I feel like Trump's just going to derail every topic.
100%.
And Biden is probably going to have to get someone to be like, hey, you're on stage. He's going to be hopped up on so much drugs. It's going to be great.
He has, what, dementia? He has everything you could have.
No, his doctor said he's got a clean bill of health. So that's what we at the St. Louis podcast respect the presidency and of course the medical facilities that that the president uses.
Wink, wink,
wink, wink. I just don't see it going anywhere good. I don't see anything good coming out of the debate.
No.
If RFK was there, I would see potentially maybe a 5-minute good conversation, but what do they go for 2 hours, right? I just see it being 2 hours. They're gonna get good ratings.
No,
it's gonna kill
for sure.
I
think it really is just 2 hours of.
It's gonna be 2 hours of bickering and fighting. It's gonna be annoying.
2 hours of like kind of goofy interactions.
Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be two Karens talking to each other. That's what I envision the debate being.
It could be like that.
And I don't.
Well, see, one of them can actually.
I'm gonna be
argue.
at the lake.
Like
so
Trump, Trump can surely argue, but like Biden, he can't really argue. He's not an arguer. Yeah. He doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah, it's because he's not there.
Sure. So I don't know how it's gonna go because it could be like Trump. Maybe you have to be a little careful because if he's sitting there just making fun of a elderly senile man, then like that could come off bad. So I bet, and they already know the questions.
That might be funny though.
It could be funny. Probably be really funny.
He's just making fun.
You imagine if RFK was there, that would be a shit show. He would just be shit on
everybody.
If
RFK was there,
he'd be shit on everybody.
The first thing I would do, actually the last thing I would do, push-up contest.
You love him and his push-ups.
Dude, he's a beast.
He does push-ups, and you act like he's like a fucking
He's ripped, 70-year-old. It's sick.
He is ripped, and he is 70.
We need a president that's healthy. When's the last time?
Trump's healthy. Biden's not healthy, but Trump's not like...
He's overweight.
Biden has dementia, but he's like somewhat healthy.
At least Obama like looked good. Like it looked like
Obama was a beast.
He probably worked out
like
a little
physically.
Bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
it only looked like he aged 20 years in office.
Yeah.
All right.
Good guy.
So
sorta.
Trump, Biden... I guess we'll talk about the update next week if there is anything. I really don't care that much, though. I'm going to be at the lake. I'm probably not going to watch it. Like I said, I'll watch some clips, maybe.
Yeah.
But we'll see. CNN's going to make a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
CNN's going to make a lot of money.
Well, it's ironic that it's on CNN.
When Trump flamed CNN? Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they're the only one that will host something like that, or maybe they have a deal or a contract or whatever, but it's weird.
I know Joe Rogan doesn't want to do it.
Is he doing it?
I know he doesn't want to have either of them on, but...
Oh, you're saying for his podcast.
I think that Biden and Trump sitting down on... It doesn't have to be Joe. I don't care. Some sort of podcast.
You know what? That's actually a good point. We were kind of sitting here trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about. What makes Joe Rogan's podcast so good? Because it's not a normal podcast. And I want to get really into this because, it could be interesting to some people, and it's interesting to me. Why is his podcast so good? And what makes a podcast good? Like, there's.
I think he's just he's a good host.
Okay, but if you notice, like
he does his research.
Yeah.
So like,
do you think it's that he just has really, really good people on?
That too.
And
That too.
And that he doesn't.
He's a good host, and he has the best guests,
Right.
and people want to go on there.
Yeah.
But
because he's at the point where he can tell somebody no.
He has an author on. He has a movie, a director, an actor on. Like he'll read the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't just have anyone on and doesn't know anything about them.
Yeah.
So he'll read the book. They'll talk about like the book or the movie or whatever. Or and also Joe Rogan originally started as being the guy that was like the conspiracy theorist.
I was gonna say he talks about
and having comedians on. It was comedians and conspiracies
because he talks about the most random shit.
Most people love both of those.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because you think about like the clips you see of Joe Rogan on the podcast, you have some that are like your philosophers, your astronauts, and they talk about very like cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
But most of it's like, have you seen that bear that attacked a person in Siberia? It's like random shit like that. It doesn't really have anything to do, but it's so enjoyable. And
I don't think that's what makes the podcast good.
But isn't it though? That's what all the clips are.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, he gets his deep ones with.
But I think those
Lex
clips
Friedman.
almost are making fun of Joe now because he brings up the same stuff.
Yeah, because he loves to hunt, elk, and fish, and he hates politics.
He's a good host, so he can ask good questions. And also they're so long, so they can talk about so much different shit.
Dude, I don't know how they go for that long. You know what I mean? And I guess that comes with having he's really prepared, and I guess he also has a producer.
We go an hour We go an hour and hour and a half with guests.
Like he has his Jamie, and we have our Matt. We're better.
But we go an hour and a half. We could easily go another hour.
Yeah, depending.
Well, yeah, depending. But most of the time, if you have a good and interesting guest on, you can go for a while.
I think that
because you can talk about business.
Now that I think about it, that's probably what
ownership or whatever.
Probably restricts some of our podcasts because we're trying to fit so much stuff into 1 hour. That's hard to do.
Well, let me ask you this: the business podcasts that are like 20 or 30 minutes, and you're interviewing someone
because they have
how do you even
have set questions? It's like answer this next. Because
how do you even have a real discussion though in 20 or 30 minutes?
You don't. I think it's all for the clips. Because think about those podcasts that are 20, 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
They all are for the clips. Like he
also doesn't do any.
What's the guy you always send me? Grant Mint?
I don't send you. You send me him.
That's a lie. That's a full lie.
Some of his videos on Instagram are just hot takes. I love sending that stuff to Adam.
So you do send
he's like funny.
Yeah, so you do send it
I mean, it's literally I send you a handful. I don't send the podcast. But the videos of him in the car where he's talking about find yourself a good-looking woman and use her for networking.
Yeah.
And when he was saying that, I was like, it's literally just it's kind of funny. It's just funny.
Yeah.
I found it amusing that he was saying it.
Yeah. But he like a podcast like that, like a short podcast, he's just creating short form content from that.
Correct.
That's all he's doing. So that's where the 30-minute podcast comes from, I think. But then what makes where is he getting these questions from? Or like, for instance, his stuff gets pushed so far because I don't know if you consider him the one making the trends or like, because they're not even good questions. They're just like hot topics almost.
Mm-hmm.
But where's he getting those from? Like, do you think that he researches or do you think it's really just like day by day he finds something that's, what do you think?
A lot of those people like Graham Mitch just have other coaches on.
Yeah.
So they can have hot takes all day long.
I love
because that's what they say.
I love
that's their job is to have hot takes.
Yeah. The coaches stuff is funny to me because, like, for instance,
I don't even know if Grant Mitt is a coach.
I don't know if he is either. But
I don't even know what he does, to be honest.
It's very stereotypical of like, a coach having a coach on, right? And then they talk about random business stuff, which is fine. At the end of the day, it's a podcast. We talk about random stuff that really makes no sense most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you'll have a coach on and the one coach will ask another coach like some funny fact or like something that like, did you know that this works? Or did you know that this is, how this works? And they're like, no, I didn't know that. I was like, pretty sure you did. Otherwise, you're not that good of a coach.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I think obviously that those are like, they do that for clips.
Yeah.
Right. Because like if a social media guy doesn't know how to do like a social media, like a very common thing, like, oh, you can monetize your account. He's like, did you know that you could monetize your account? And he's like, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. You probably aren't that good at social media then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like if you sell a course on like marketing.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to market.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, do you know how to market?
Yeah.
It's just like those interactions are funny.
Yeah. Well,
But they create really good short form content.
I've been talking to a guy here we're actually going to have on in a couple weeks, I think. And he has a big following on social media and he makes money on social media.
Mhm.
So people ask him how to market.
Sure.
And he's like, I'm not a marketer.
Yeah.
He's like, I just grew my brand. He's
Right.
like, I don't know how to market businesses. He's like, I don't know how to do any of that shit.
Yeah. I just did it.
He's just like, I know how to grow a personal brand and I'm not going to do it for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't want to become that. And I was like, don't.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? I think, and this kind of leads into that, but if you make all the short form content, you do all that stuff, why? I think a lot of people don't post that stuff. Like, you know, for instance, like we have our podcast and we post and we try to figure out, you know, what's going to get hot clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's so many podcasts that people don't even post that stuff on their
That's
other socials.
9.1%.
Is it really?
Oh my God.
Oh God. It's not 9:30 in the morning.
Shout out Swirl.
Promise. But like for instance, dude, what was I talking about? You started talking about Sangria being 9%.
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Dude,
I wasn't paying attention.
it's early.
I was just I got caught. The 9.1 from yours is facing my face, and I was like, that's amazing.
So
Yes.
So for instance, okay, and I remember what I was saying now, right? After Eric's 9.1 debacle.
Yes.
So do you think that like there's plenty of podcasts
Mhm.
around and they literally just do the podcast, they don't post any short form content?
Yeah.
Do you think that that's because they don't want people to see that short form content, or like to like, you know, you have your Facebook following, you have your personal,
The biggest ones all post short form.
exactly. So do you think that the podcasts that don't post all of their short form
They're
content,
missing out on a ton of engagement.
right?
Well,
But how much of that, and this is a question for you,
the
Mr.
clips
Marketing.
get more views than the actual video
That's what I was
itself a
gonna
lot
say.
of the time.
Absolutely, because it's easier to watch that. How many times do you think that the short form content converts into somebody actually watching the podcast?
It's a very small percentage.
I was going to say, so then what's the benefit? Just to know your name and just get the clips out there? Maybe they'll watch the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Just they see enough clips, they're like, all right, this podcast might be sick. I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, because you think about like the Alex Hormozy clips and stuff like that, you'll go watch one of his,
Mhm.
you know, one of his podcasts. Or that guy you sent me that did like the 2-hour long, like how to start your business 0 to million.
Simon,
Yeah, like that guy. You know,
what's
you
his
see all
name?
his short form content. Like, what do you want
What's
to be
his-
like?
Simon Quibb?
Something like that.
He's the guy that goes around and just asks people what their like dream is. Yes, Simon Squibb. He's a badass, bro. I love his content. He just goes around on the streets asking like what someone's dream job is. If someone has a good idea, he's like, why haven't you done it? And then he's like, if you want to do this, I will fund you right now. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
He's like, how much money do you need?
I know, and he's like, and if it's not money, I'll put you on my
Yeah.
socials and we'll
Yeah.
get you pushed. Because
Yeah.
he owns, what's the company that he owns? It's like,
He bought and sold a massive marketing company.
yeah, and he does something now with like a bunch of all the people he met along the way.
Yeah. I'm assuming he's just got an investment holding company.
It's called something bank. I think it's thinkbank.com or maybe bank.com. And what he does is he just uses that to
Help
basically
Bank.
help bank. Yeah. And so you can go on that as any like entrepreneur, anybody really, and you can basically just connect with people. It's like a website to connect. Well, it's not helpbank.com because
No, it's a Help Bank BNK.
I was going to say GoDaddy has it available.
They should buy that.
Yeah, right.
Redirect. Hey, Simon, buy that domain, redirect it.
Yeah. So maybe it is. It's just, okay. Yeah. Here you go.
Interesting. Question of the week. What is this? Funding?
I know this is kind of interesting.
What the hell is this?
I'm not sure.
Videos?
Stat picks. How does it already know my name? This isn't good. Adam's pick of the month, dude.
No, it's that's what mine says too.
Oh, okay. That's ironic.
It's
I was like, how's it know my name?
It's Adam, obviously there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Simon Squibb is I like his content. I don't know a lot about him. He could be a grifter for all I know, like a lot of these internet people are.
How do you think that we figure that out these days? Like,
Because
how can you
I
tell?
looked up Simon Squibb. He was the founder of the company, and he definitely sold it for a bunch of money.
Sure.
So I looked it up. So he had a real exit. You can look him up.
So for instance,
But an average coach, it's like if you don't have a successful business, you have no business coaching.
right. So how do you tell that somebody does or does not have a successful business these days? Because every one of these coaches, has their Ferrari, has whatever they want.
Well, it's a lot of them rented. You wouldn't even know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, most of them.
But how do you tell? Like, how do you tell as somebody? Because think about it, at the end of the day, some of these coaches, you could really consider it a scam.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scam
Mm-hmm.
because they're, they're saying, I make this much money. I can make you this much money. You don't get paid until I get paid, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Okay. And there's definitely coaches out there, I think, for sure, are legit people and actually make people money.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you tell the difference between somebody that is a legit coach and not a legit coach? Like, how do you vet?
I just
the
go.
coach?
So usually I'm a skeptic.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
So usually I just go in thinking they're already bullshit.
Mhm.
So then I have to prove that they're not.
Okay.
And I mean, one good way to do that again is to just look at their portfolio. Do they actually have a portfolio of businesses? What did
True.
they do in their past?
Yeah.
Because if they cannot specifically tell you, like I would say if I was a business coach and I was selling how to grow a marketing agency, right? You would expect to know, I would have to lay out realistically all of the financials for Vi Media,
Mm-hmm.
where we started, where we're at now, or say we sold, where we
Mhm.
sold it at.
Right.
If you don't have that stuff, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
If you cannot prove it with numbers, I would say that's the most important part. If you're a business coach and I'm paying you thousands of dollars.
But think about the people that post their stuff on Instagram and they show like screenshots of like how much money I've made this week. Those
There's
are
easy ways to
I was going
fake
to
that.
say, absolutely.
Easy
So
ways
then
to
how do
fake
you
that.
actually tell? Or is it just like you got to kind of put your trust in somebody and hope that they're not lying? Is there
I
really a
would
way to
think-
vet them and be 100% about it, or at least be close to, sure?
If you're go to Google, type in whatever business coach you're working with, and then type is this a scam, and go to Reddit
Mm-hmm.
or other platforms and see if anybody has talked shit about them. Because there
Yeah.
are going to be, if there's a coach and they're scamming people, what's his name was a big, remember Dan Locke?
No.
You remember, oh my God. Yeah, you remember Dan Locke. Hold on. Dan Locke, this guy.
Oh, I know Dan Locke.
So he got caught. Essentially, his whole story was bullshit that
What
he was preaching, like
So-
where he came from, everything about him. It was bullshit.
All BS?
And then it turned out that he was charging. I mean, he was like one of the original like people that did like the join my group for $10. Then you have like the mastermind. Then you have like the inner circle.
Well, you have like the Jeremy Minor.
I think he like was one of the original people that started high ticket sales,
Yeah.
which I hate that term, high ticket sales.
Yeah.
It's like either okay. What even
It
is
usually- it
what
usually
is high
applies
ticket
to,
sales?
Like, usually applies to like selling a course of some type or something that these days. That's
So the
what it
practice
applies
of selling products or services at a high price, usually over $1,000.
to. Right,
$1,000 is
but-
a high price.
sure, but also 100%. Yeah, but
So a
lot
car
of times-
salesman is a high ticket salesman.
I guess so.
The practice of selling products or services at a high price, usually over $1,000. I mean, that's like most things besides like clothing or like
yeah, your
retail or
Amazon,
like-
things like that.
smaller product. But if you're like a service-based business,
But I
if
guess
you're
but I guess
B2B,
even
if you're
then,
service-based to consumers,
I
you're
don't know.
high ticket sales.
$1,000 for one single like item or one single service is a lot. Like you think about, you have your landscaping, your snowplow. Those are not all high ticket. Those are $100 a week, $200 a week. That's not considered a high ticket then.
Landscaping, you think someone's going to landscape your house for less than $1,000?
But I'm not saying landscape. I'm saying like cutting your grass is like
True.
$100.
That's not high ticket.
Snowplow,
Commercially, it may be
sure.
high ticket, but yeah,
Sure.
residentially, no.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, you have to look at their background. You have to look at forums and look at boards online to see if other people have
Mhm.
talked about them. See if there's literally go to YouTube and search the same thing. YouTube sometimes a lot of these fake gurus will go after people that are creating YouTube videos,
Mhm.
but there will be YouTube videos 100%. Even if they only have like 1,000 views, there'll be quite a few of them. I forgot who I was looking at last month that had, there wasn't a ton of negative press, but there was like 100 YouTube videos of different creators,
Yeah.
all that had like 1,000 views talking about how they got screwed over.
Yeah.
So do your research. If you're spending I mean, some of these coaches are asking astronomical prices,
Yeah, like $5
which I
grand.
don't understand
Yeah.
how you ever get a return on investment of that.
No.
They must be.
And honestly, as a human, I can't believe how you see this person and they convince you to spend $5 grand on
And
like.
that's just like the buy-in, bro.
I know. And
That's
then
like the
it's-
ante.
I know. It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's great. I think it's honestly kind of funny that you'd pay somebody $5 grand. Like you could take that $5 grand and spend so much more money, and people are like, "Oh, I don't know how to spend that $5 grand." Neither do they. They're
Yeah.
making money because you pay them.
What about the successful people that say they did have a business coach that they paid, and it did help?
But I think that it's different. That they had probably a mentor that did exactly what they did, and well, then I guess that's a double-edged sword. I think back in the day,
I actually haven't. Now that I think about it, I haven't heard that many people say, "Yo, this X, Y, and Z
Mhm.
coach on Facebook changed my business."
No, it's usually the ones that don't charge anything or like a mentor figure instead
Yeah.
of like a coach. Like a coach gets paid to be there. You know what I mean? Like even a football coach, they get paid to coach you
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
A mentor doesn't get paid,
yeah.
you know? I
Well,
think that's the difference. Mentors make people money.
A lot of the
Business
coaches
don't.
though are just motivation, right?
Exactly. They're like speaker and they do
And I-
speaking engagements and things like that.
I posted on Facebook the other day. You don't need motivation; you need discipline.
Yeah.
People are freaking out.
Yeah.
Because I like to make absolute statements sometimes, and
Mhm.
people are just like, "That's not an absolute statement." I'm like, "No shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's absolute. It's just a good statement."
It is just a good statement.
And it is true. You don't need motivation. You need discipline, because with discipline, you already have the motivation.
Yeah.
Because you're disciplined.
Yeah.
Motivation is the first step towards discipline.
Mhm.
Discipline includes motivation
Are you disciplined?
90% of the time.
Can't say the same. It's always different.
Sometimes Friday afternoons, let me tell you, I'm like,
Da-da-da-da-da. Out of it?
I'm like, happy hour starts when, you know?
I know. Well, happy hour started early for us today.
So if I can find a client for happy hour on Friday, you know, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
That would be good.
That's the goal there. But yeah, I mean, literally discipline in terms of, let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
Business owners,
Okay.
they should be clean people, I think, right?
Meaning?
In terms of their house.
Oh, for sure.
Like if you go to their house,
You've been to my apartment. Clean house.
like your bathroom is disgusting, you don't make your bed, there's clothes all over the place.
Yeah. It's a reflection.
I think that says something about, well, not only does it say something about a business owner, sorry, some of these dirty people out here are going to be upset with me that they're not organized and have shit all over the place.
It's all right.
Take 5 to 10 minutes of your time that you know you have. You're just doing some other bullshit. Get off Facebook and clean your shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. So you're not organized at your house. How are you organized in your business?
You're
probably not.
No, you're
Right?
probably not. And some people, I think, honestly, there's some type of people that, like, if you have a co-founder, you
Mhm.
look for that clean person.
Yep.
But then that person has to clean their stuff and your stuff now. So if you're not even a little
Right.
bit of like a disciplined person like that, you're probably not going very far.
Yep.
Because you then have to have somebody take care of you. And then if that person, you know, is out of town for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? Then what? Your house gets dirty and the business gets dirty,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, discipline is literally doing the stuff that you don't want to do,
Mm-hmm.
but you know you need to do in order to push your business forward.
Sure.
That is discipline.
Yeah.
Because as a business owner, as just a salesperson, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
inside of a business to be successful, you have to have discipline. And it can be wavering, but it should be non-wavering a majority of the time.
Okay.
And you need to figure out how to get yourself there. One way is habits, like making your bed. Like, so I iron all my shit the night before.
Okay.
I'm ready to go in the morning.
You're
I don't
always-
want to have to deal with it.
No creases for air.
I can iron every night. I even iron my t-shirts. Talk to me. Talk to me.
That's a lot.
Not t-shirts I wear out like on the weekends and stuff, but if I'm wearing a
Suit
t-shirt
shirt.
with a suit, sometimes I don't iron the sleeves, but sometimes I even iron the t-shirt sleeves. But I will say one thing. I've always talked about having a personal channel called Ironing with Eric, which I think would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd just be me for like 15 minutes ironing and like talking about something. But I have ironed so many times. I've ironed, let's just say 4 days a week for 8 years or whatever it's been. It's been a long time.
I was gonna say that's.
I can iron the shit out of some shirts. Let me tell
How
you.
long did it take you to iron like a normal shirt, like just a suit shirt? Like what
This
you're wearing?
shirt, all right, this shirt today,
Uh huh.
set out the ironing board, heat up the iron. Let's call that 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Ironing, 5 to 6 minutes.
Really?
Put the board away. Let's say total of 10 minutes.
So do you iron like your pants? Do you iron your pants, or do you
No.
just take them back from the dry cleaner?
Never iron my pants.
Yeah. So just the
I'm
shirt.
not a big like super pleated crease guy
Really?
on my suit pants. I'll probably turn into that in my. Give me 5 years. I guarantee.
5
I'm going to
years.
be wearing pleated pants in 5 years. I already
like
know.
double pleat.
I already know.
With the cuff at the
I'm
bottom.
going to cuff it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to cuff. I'm going to turn into that guy.
What do you get your suit from Dakota? What do you get for that?
So it's a cotton linen. It is a wool linen
Okay.
blend.
Okay.
It's going to be great in the summer.
What color is it?
It is green and gray.
Like plaid?
Ish.
Okay.
It's interesting. I don't even know how to describe it. To be honest, it's been a while. I don't even
You ever
remember.
seen another one like it?
No, never.
That's great.
No.
What is it like? Single breasted, double breasted, peak lapel, not peak
Single
lapel?
peak. Yeah, single peak. I got some. These
Are they wide?
these lapels are a little too narrow. It's going to be wider
It's a
lapels.
wide one?
Yeah, they're going to be like out here.
Look at you, dude.
High waisted.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I have a seat on this podcast. I feel like I've talked about it multiple times. Pants don't fit me, dude.
Just gotta
So for the it was so
got
funny.
some junk in the trunk.
So for this wedding,
Yep.
actually, real quick, I need to start a pants brand or something. I need a sponsor. I need a partner with the pants brand that can make me jeans. If you can make me jeans, boy, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Be a happy camper.
So, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm going to a wedding in Cancun in August. It's going to be unbelievably hot.
Mhm.
So, my buddy, of course, linen pants, right? So, I get the linen pants and all my I know I ordered the wrong size.
Mhm.
I ordered 32. That's insane. In suit pants, you always go up.
Because you can tailor them down.
Yeah.
If you need, and they don't stretch much.
So I get 32. 32 like fits me in like jeans and like specific chinos and stuff if I don't have slim fit. These are sort of slim fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm stuck with anybody needs a 32-30 if you they're brown tan linen pants. Literally they're at my office, they're yours. You want them? Come get them. I'm dead serious. Please hit me up if you want those pants. They're brand new, never been worn. They're not, and they're fairly nice, so
Sure.
they're not bad. I can't return them, so I'm stuck with them. So what I did, I ordered online the 34 size and the 36 size.
Smart.
Now, as you guys would see me, hopefully you would know that a 36 waist for me is insane.
Yeah, I wear 36.
That's not me at all.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is
Mhm.
the 34 in the waist, money.
And
But it's in my, dude, it's in my shit.
Yeah.
Literally. Men have items in their, in their boxers or underwear or whatever you wear.
Another reason.
And it was up in there. And I was like, I literally can't wear that. So I put on the 36.
Mhm.
Obviously, the waist is massive,
Mhm.
but it actually fits in the seat.
So just
So-
torque the belt.
So now I'm like, the pants aren't that expensive. Do I even bother to get them tailored? Do I even wear them again? But then I'm like,
Are they nice pants? Like, would you wear them again if you got them tailored? Just a question.
they're Tommy Hilfiger.
That's fine. Get them tailored and wear them. They're linen.
Normal price is like $120 on Macy's, so we know they're worth half that.
Yeah. That's fine.
But we don't need super nice pants in Cancun. It's gonna be hot and it's
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
you
like
tailor
this-
them and then you bring them back here. You wear that with like a nice, white shirt,
Yeah.
pink shirt,
I think
blue shirt.
I think I could definitely. So I'm gonna have to get that tailored. But going back
Yeah.
to what I was saying,
Go for it.
pants and just finding stuff that fits you well. I would say this right now: if
Mhm.
you're like a guy,
Mhm.
talking to the men out here, you don't have to dress like fancy
Mhm.
or quotation nice.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do is if you're just a laid back guy, whatever, you want to wear jeans and a
Mhm.
t-shirt, just get stuff that fits you well.
Yep.
Literally get stuff that fits you well. That's the best thing you can do. Get
100%.
t-shirts that fit you well. Go through brands, go through Slim Fit, go through Normal Fit, go through Athletic Fit.
Every brand fits different.
Figure out what works well. And if you order online, pretty much everybody has a free return or like a couple bucks to return. So I would just order a bunch and figure out what brand works well for you.
And then order every color of that brand.
That's
how I am.
It's literally what I do.
Yeah. Figure it out.
That's what I do. And anyways.
Do you think having So Dakota made you a full custom suit. Do you think that's going to change who you are, Eric?
No.
You don't think so? I think you're going to walk in the office, right? Right now you wear suit supply. Great.
Oh, you think I'm just going to walk in and
every time
my smile's going to be a little bit more?
I think so, because every time you see me, you make sure you'll check the fabric of the suit I'm wearing, right? Okay. So when you walk in with a custom suit, you don't think you're going to have a little more pep in your step?
Oh, no, I don't flex about my stuff, but I'll make fun of yours.
But you'll be like, you know, does that suit have polyester in it?
Does that have plastic in it? Is that polyester?
It'll be like, is that
take it to the dumpster?
Is that not 100% wool?
Yeah.
It's 95 degrees outside. No, it's not 100% wool. Yeah, I think you're gonna walk in when you have this new suit. I think you're gonna have a certain aura.
An aura. I like that. Aura.
I think you're gonna have an aura.
I'll take an aura. I
didn't say it was gonna be a good aura, but I think you're gonna have one.
We'll figure out what the aura is. All right. Moving topics. You ready for OpenAI discussion?
Did we mention it's episode 69?
Yeah. You want to talk about OpenAI?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because they're about to 69 us. Ooh. All right.
Stop it.
Okay, so 2 stories about OpenAI. Number 1. OpenAI appoints former NSA director, not only the former NSA director, but retired U.S. Army General Paul Nakasone to the board of directors for OpenAI.
Okay.
You have a former NSA director, so the head guy at NSA. He was in charge. He was bringing cybersecurity experience to OpenAI. On top of that news, we also have the CTO saying AI could kill creative jobs. That, quotation marks, for all you creatives out here, these jobs shouldn't have been there in the first place. This is crazy. Is OpenAI turning into will they be one of the largest evil corporations? Because it seems like they're turning into that.
It definitely does.
The CEO, if you listen to him, I've talked about him in the past. You listen to podcasts about him. That dude is the best politician forever. He could talk about nonsense.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what the question was asked.
Yeah.
And gets away with it.
He's a professional yapper.
Yes, correct.
He's a yapper.
He is. That's a great way to put it. He's a professional yapper.
He's a yapper.
What do you think about this?
I don't even know what to think anymore, because it seems like it's a constant that AI, I think at this point, is just consistently creating more issues than what it's worth. Yes, it can write my paper faster. Yes, it does make my life a lot easier. But we could have AI stop exactly what it's doing in its tracks.
Yeah.
And be fine with that for the rest of our lives.
Yep.
We don't need to advance anymore. We don't need to have fake people that are, robots or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't need to take over. And here's the thing is, I don't know why they'd want it to come, because unless, and this is probably the fact, but unless they wanted to basically wipe out a lot of the, world, they wouldn't continue to do it, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to create a lot of division, because you're going to be taking people's jobs. They're going to be either committing more crime and things like that to basically find money to live, because it's going to turn into a survivor's game.
Have you seen Blade Runner?
Sort of, some parts.
So you have the Tyrone Corporation.
Okay.
You have these large corporations that literally run the world.
Yeah.
And essentially multiple worlds in Blade Runner.
Yep.
And I feel like the people in power. We have people like what's his name that runs the WFO, World Financial Organization, Charles Schwab, or is he the other monetary fund, whatever. You have these forward-facing people, the Rothschilds and stuff like that. But I honestly believe we do not know the names of the people actually pulling the strings for the world.
Not a clue.
But if you look up the either monetary fund or World Financial Organization, their goals by 2030, it'll give you a good idea of where the elite wants us to be. And some of them are pretty scary.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them real quick.
Let's talk about them. Just so you know, I'm not going to off myself today, and I'm not going to get in an accidental car crash, I don't think, knock on wood. And I don't think Eric is feeling like he needs to harm himself. Are you all right today?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
So if we disappear, you know why.
I World Economic Forum, sorry. I butchered that. I was completely wrong. I said WFO. It's WEF. Yeah, Klaus Schwab. All right, hold on. Let's look up these goals. This is crazy.
Let's see what we find.
It's actually pretty crazy. Hold on. All right, goal number 1, no poverty. Number 2, zero hunger. Good health and well-being. Quality education. Gender equality. Clean water. Affordable and clean energy. Sounds good so far, right?
I like it.
Decent work and economic growth. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Sustainable cities. Responsible consumption and production. Climate action. Life below water.
Sounds
Life
all right.
on land. This isn't.
Not what you
I
thought
was
it was
on the website the other day, and it was way more creepy how they had it listed out.
It's not looking good, bro.
It doesn't matter.
It's not looking good, bro.
It doesn't matter. What else do we have on the agenda here?
On the agenda, we got
NHL. Do we want to talk about NHL?
No, we don't want to talk about NHL. But I had a quick question for you. Okay, as we were going through this is gonna run back, but we'll stay on it for a very short time. As we were talking about the coaches and things like that, I started looking on the Reddit thing that you sent. Okay, somebody made a great point. Do you really think that these successful business owners will sell you their life's work and understanding of how a business works for $50 a month? Probably not. That's a good point.
No, it's great. It's the same point as saying, all of these like real estate investors and things like that. It's like, are they really going to give you, the competitor,
the dilution of their market,
their direct business model and how it works to their competitor for $5,000?
Yeah.
Answer.
Because if it actually works, they would not.
Answer, no.
Yeah. Well, we got some people coming on the podcast here soon that will be able to answer that question.
Yep.
We'll put them on a fucking grill and sizzle them. We'll sizzle.
Most coaches are bullshit. Most people online are bullshit. Most of the stuff you see on social media, frankly, is bullshit.
Yeah.
There are good coaches. There are good mentors. For sure. I did want to say earlier that I actually got hit up by a coach.
Did you really?
And then I've been getting his ads. It's a fitness coach.
Okay.
For those entrepreneurs making over $100,000 a year.
So,
and I'm like,
that's an interesting demographic.
And the ad is like, I'm only looking to make you healthy and make you built if you make over, like, it's like a qualification, right? It's like, oh, if you're not making over $100,000, you're not in. And to me, that almost read like, I don't know. It was just off-putting, to be honest, because I'm like, who are you, bro? And why am I paying you? I don't even know who you are. I go to his content. It's just some dude selling like literally his like fitness course is like $5,000. And I'm like, who's going to buy this? You can get a personal coach here or wherever you're at, locally to you, for less money than that.
It's all marketing. Somebody, he's just convincing people it works.
It's insane. It's insane.
This is a good go off of that.
Dr. Disrespect?
Not even close, but we'll get there. Okay. Why are people ashamed to call themselves entrepreneurs these days? I think it goes back to exactly as what we were talking about. It's because there's so many fake people out there.
Because
they calling yourself, like, the word entrepreneur now, you can put it in your Instagram bio. You can put it anywhere. You can tell. Oh
God.
And even if it is in your Instagram bio, like, it's different if you are an actual entrepreneur. Like, you own multiple companies, right?
Mine does say entrepreneur.
At the end of the day,
What else do we have? Is there like business owner?
Dude, like, the word entrepreneur, like, what did you?
The other one's like an influencer. It's like, I'm not an influencer.
Yeah,
I don't want to think of myself as an
public figure.
Oh yeah, public figure is the other one. I'm like, labeling yourself as a public figure is crazy.
That is insane. Like that is an ego thing to say.
As the host of the St. Louis podcast in St. Louis, I am known as
a public figure.
Public figure.
Public figure.
Public figure. That's crazy.
I don't like it at all.
Entrepreneur is weak.
It's better than public figure.
Also,
or,
no one could spell entrepreneur. Ask him.
ENTREP.
You're looking at it right now. You cheater. Look at this guy's looking at it right now.
Had to act like I didn't know what I was looking at.
Entrepreneur is one of the
Spell it
hardest
out.
words to spell.
Spell it out. Look at me.
I'm not doing this right now.
Try.
It's ENTREP. Entrepreneur. RENUER.
Nope. EURS. Eric Brown.
I said you.
Eric Brown is not that smart.
So I'm very good at spelling. Entrepreneur. There's like a couple words that trick me.
100%.
Entrepreneur. The reason people don't like the word is because fake business owners use the word entrepreneur when they don't have a real business.
100%.
So it's like, I'm an entrepreneur. It's like, what's your business? I don't have one.
They're like,
It's like, so you just talk about business.
Well, I don't consider, like, even myself, like, I don't consider, like, I've had multiple people like, you need, you're an entrepreneur. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a business owner. I've just done a business that other people have also done. That doesn't make you an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody that has created something, in my opinion. Like, what did you panure? I didn't panure anything. I just took somebody else's business model that they panured and then copied it.
Entrepreneur. I don't think I've ever.
And I could be wrong about that. And I may bite my lip on that or bite my tongue on that in a couple of days when I put it in my bio.
What are you twisting over there?
It's a whatever.
I don't think I've ever introduced or talked to myself or labeled myself ever once as an entrepreneur.
I'm gonna start introducing myself. I was like, "What's your name?" I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, my name's Adam. I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur.
If someone introduces themselves as that, to be honest, I'm like I'm walking away from this guy.
What's up? It's Eric Brown. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah.
What up? This is Eric Brown. I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm the CEO. I'm the CEO and entrepreneur. See, it just sounds insane, and you can't spell it, so it's a real problem.
Yeah. So we got Tesla Cybertruck recalled again. Do we want to talk about that? Do we care?
We always talk about it now.
Hey, welcome.
But Dr. Disrespect, we can talk about that for the last minute.
So real quick, actually.
Shout out Alex Dietrich. Shout out.
Before we talk about that, 2 astronauts stuck in space as Boeing analyzes Starliner problems. I know this was, I think, news actually last week, but they're still stuck up there.
Yeah, they said something like 27 days.
Yep. So essentially, I think they have to get back by July or something like that, because otherwise they're going to be in like a weird spot with like stuff in the atmosphere or in orbit.
What's up with all these like small space incidents? You had the like
a year behind schedule, 1.5 billion over budget. Mission had problems long before its official launch. Helium leaks and thruster problems, excuse me. All stable and not a concern for the return mission. 4 of the 5 thrusters were previously shut down, are now operating normally. This means only 1 thruster out of 27 is currently offline. They just had a lot of issues with this thing going up there.
Yeah.
And they're like, before we send you back down, let's make sure we're all good.
Yeah. Well, it's like a year. I think it's a year anniversary. It's not a good anniversary, but it's a year anniversary. Like that sub, the Titanic sub, the like Ocean AI.
Oh, really?
Whatever. And it was around the same time this year, and I almost wonder that if this is kind of that same thing again.
Anybody that would have went on that little thing is you're either an influencer using it for clout or, frankly, an idiot.
Yeah.
Let's go see that Titanic.
Take a picture of it. Like, send a camera down there and take a picture. And to me, it'll do the same thing because the risk. Like, you were also in.
I don't want to go down there. That's crazy.
No, it's crazy. And also, that probably was the most uncomfortable thing ever. You're like in.
You're like in a little thing.
Yeah. Right. This like billionaire that flies around on his Gulfstream and like he doesn't sit on anything that's less than like $100,000. They're sitting in this like little tube and this guy's like, trust me, I know. Like
makes no sense.
The guy's just like, trust me. I'm like, no, I'm not trusting you. I don't trust you at all.
It's odd. Boeing continues to not be great. Boeing continues to have issues. Did you also see, now the real quick on planes, did you see the Southwest flight that was 500 feet above houses, 8 miles out?
No. What do they do?
The
commercial aviation's not my thing.
I don't know what's going on lately. I don't know if I'm just getting fed the news, I'm paying more attention, or
it creates so many issues for us.
Or if
people
COVID,
just like see that and they get scared to fly no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's private, it doesn't matter if it's not.
COVID
had nothing to do with how jets work. But
No. Did COVID kill
Mm-hmm.
the safety of pilots, did we just get rid of a lot of the good pilots? That's my question.
I don't even know if
Do
it's
we
good
now
pilots.
just have people that aren't there? They're
So it's an
they're
industry
lazy
that
and
is
not using the safe. Like they
It could
just
be one
get
of two
used to
things.
it. They're tired. What the hell is going
It
on?
could be one of two things.
Because
You either
Southwest,
have
we just talked about them almost going into the
the tower.
LaGuardia Tower like
Yeah.
a month ago.
Well, you either have pilots that
I don't
were
wanna fly
put through
Southwest
training.
anymore.
They were put through training too quick. Okay, that's one option. Or you have planes that have issues. Now, to be 800 feet above
That
a house,
plane didn't have issues. That's what they already said.
It
Yeah.
didn't?
Yeah.
Then yeah, bad pilot.
hmm
That's all the only explanation.
So apparently they were flying visual,
Visual approach.
and they didn't have. Apparently, I guess you should use the autopilot when you're approaching visual, so that way the autopilot doesn't. It's not going to send you in the ground.
Sure.
And this guy didn't. Was just flying manual at
Good.
night.
Oh, that's good.
So I think that they think he might have been mistaken the highway or something for
Like, how close was he to, like, it would be hard to
500 feet,
but, like, how far was he from the,
8 miles. If he would have kept going, he would have
so he
killed everyone on
pulled
board.
up?
Well, he got the low altitude warning, and so did
The co-pilot.
the
Stewardess?
nope.
ATC?
Yes.
Okay.
Air traffic control told him to pull up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't like. What are these pilots doing?
Not flying very well.
And it's like they have thousands of hours.
Yeah, some of them do.
So I don't know, man. I'm literally scared to get on a plane now. Sort of, not really. Ish.
Yeah.
More than before.
What airline? Southwest?
Yep.
I hate Southwest.
Southwest continues to have problems.
I don't like Southwest because you can't pick your
Southwest
seat.
used to be good though. Well, it didn't matter because you used to just pay less. And so it was like, fuck it. I'll, whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get like A or B boarding. I'll just, I can get an aisle seat. I stuck in the middle sucks.
For
Hopefully you get an aisle seater against the window. But Southwest didn't used to be bad. And they used to care about customer service. But
sure. Not anymore.
I swear to God, COVID killed the airlines.
It probably, I mean, yeah, I'm sure because they had to lay off so many people and that, like this.
They had a bunch of them retire, right? They had a bunch of these pilots retire.
I think they do like the early retirement because they don't want to like have to pay with them anymore. I'm not sure how all that worked, but like similar stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it becomes a problem.
All right,
Becomes a huge
last
problem.
thing. Ready?
I'm ready.
What's going on this year with all this weird stuff going on with celebrities, people getting caught doing things that they shouldn't? What? Dr. Disrespect.
I don't know.
After
I don't know
viewing
anything about
messages
that.
sent to minor, he's banned. Right, he was banned like 4 years ago, wasn't he, in 2020? So this news is like 4 years old.
It's
So
just coming
Dr.
out.
Disrespect, known for the Twitch streamer or former Twitch streamer, still streamer.
Mhm.
He always wears the glasses, right? Those nerd-ass glasses or whatever.
Mhm.
Pit Viper looking-esque. And always wears that goofy, what do you call that?
Bandana.
No, well, that sometimes, but the
Wig?
wig. There we go. And so in the past, he's been caught cheating on his wife.
Okay.
Now what just happened was, I guess, a former Twitch employee left Twitch, quit, whatever happened, in their non-disclosure agreement or whatever, they were now able to talk about, or maybe they weren't able to talk about it, but they did anyways. They were able to talk about what happened with Dr. Disrespect. He was messaging with an underage girl, back and forth. People think sexually. And then, of course, Dr. Disrespect comes out and says, I didn't do it. This is what he says. I didn't do anything illegal. And we didn't send photos. But he didn't say that I wasn't talking inappropriately to this minor.
Yeah. And he has a wife.
Fans,
kids.
right. So fans are saying he didn't know her age. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. If you are a streamer, if you are a normal person,
Gotta be careful.
you should know.
Yeah. It's usually one of the
You
first
should know.
questions you ask. She's like, hey, how old are you?
How
How
100%.
old are you?
You're talking sexually to a girl you met online, and
Don't know her
and
age.
it's just like AOL Instant Messenger back in the day, and you have no idea who they are. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So he's
Especially for somebody that like.
well, the problem is he's such a degenerate
yeah.
that he was doing this knowing he was one of the largest streamers, and that probably would. He's like, I'll never get caught. Got caught,
Yeah.
and now he's done.
Yeah, but this was 4 years ago and it's coming out now. So what are they going to be the repercussions now? He's already kicked off.
Well,
Twitch.
my guess would be it's not the only one.
That would make sense.
I'm not gonna say that it's not the only one. I'll bet more news starts to roll out about him talking to underage women.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Do they just get to the position of power, or was this guy is Dr. Disrespect always disrespectful?
He might just always be disrespectful. Dr. Disrespect. At the end of the day, it is in his
I just
name.
don't know what's up with this year.
I've never watched a video of his, so I don't know.
Yeah, we got Diddy, we got this, we got
Diddled, the Diddler.
There's countless stuff coming out about. I don't know. I don't know how much more news I can deal with child abuse and just hearing about this shit because it's beyond. And then you still have people defending him.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I don't watch that stuff. Streams. You know what you should watch though is the St. Louis podcast.
That's true.
That's streams everywhere.
Every single Friday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, on all major podcasting and audio video platforms.
That is true.
You like that?
Yeah.
What else we got?
Nothing.
Stop watching Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, and watch the St. Louis podcast.
Watch us instead. We're more fun anyways.
Yeah.
If you want us to start streaming, what does he stream?
Twitch.
Fortnite still or whatever?
We could play Fortnite while we
I haven't played Fortnite in years. I'll play some Fortnite.
I haven't played hardly ever. 4 years ago.
We'll lose. It'll be fun though.
Yeah, be in the bot lobbies.
Also, look up the Ecuador blackout. That's all the time we have for today.
That is.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. However, we will be back next week with more news, more information, a guest. We got some good guests lined up, so I'm excited for that
we've had
over the next couple of weeks. And of course, as always, this podcast is sponsored by Vi Media, the best damn digital marketing company here in St. Louis. If you need a digital marketing company, if you're looking for a free performance review, if you're running ads, if you're paying for SEO, social media, if you're new and you need help, let us know. Reach out to us. You can reach out to me directly or go to our website, vi.media, or search us online, Vi Media. That works too. You'll find us that way. Also, halfcoaststudios.com. Half Coast Studios takes care of us here in St. Louis. Even if you're not in St. Louis and don't need someone to help record, they can take care of the editing and the distribution process. So reach out to them at halfcoaststudios.com. That's all the time we have for today. But of course, if you want to follow us individually, Eric Kemp Brown across all platforms and
Adam G. Farris
across all platforms.
Everything.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.